Okay, so this is a Tulsa tradition. I was gonna do some video in there, whatever, but it was a weird vibe, and I ended up talking movies with the manager. So you guys get the drive to somewhere. I'm not gonna do it directly to my house. We'll drive somewhere and talk about QT. Basically, almost every date I ever had with my girlfriend, we went to QT. In Tulsa, that's what most of the gas stations are. And as such, they have pretty good food, and they have a lot of other stuff, and they had cheap wine. So we would end up going to QT because we would need supplies, basically. And they were open the time of night that we started hanging out, basically. We were both weirdos, and basically I'd start getting ready sometime around like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever, knowing that she was going to hit me up sometime that evening and be like, what are you doing? Because that's just what she did. And because I was me and I liked her, I just made sure that I was ready to go. That wasn't me for fucking anyone, basically. I really liked hanging out with this bitch. And I don't know. QT is special to me now because it's not like, oh, it's the best gas station in the world. I don't know how many times I've been through that place half fucked up buying bottles of wine and or food. Because like that was my thing, is we'd go in there and we'd get like a couple bottles of wine and like some chips and salsa and some candy bars and a couple of like Mike's Hard Lemonades and maybe even like a thing of Ruffles and some ranch dip or something like that. Like we'd have all that kind of shit just there because like the first couple of dates we didn't do that and we had to go back out, and I was like, let's not waste gasoline anymore. We know we like each other. We know what we like to do. You want to stay the whole weekend every time? Basically, like, we'll just go to QT and load up. And that's what we ended up doing. And I think that's the best way to date in the 21st century. Like, that's a cop ahead of us. Anyway, in the 21st century, it's hard to date, really. Like, it's hard to do what I did. I found someone by fucking magic on the internet that I clicked with, that our schedules lined up, that like we had a miracle of a fucking relationship. And this is pretty much why, like, Dakota, please call me. Like, Jesus Christ. It's not even so much that I love her that much, it's that difficult to find someone else. And I do love her that much. The thing that kind of broke me was we watched a series together on Amazon. It was Al Pacino. It was about the Holocaust survivors. Hunters. We watched Hunters together while on acid. It was after that I asked her to marry me. Apparently it didn't make her feel the same. But the way that movie affected me was because I sat there realizing how many fucking people in the world that I would shoot for Dakota. And like, once you realize that you love someone enough to commit war crimes in their name, that fucks your brain up for a little bit, kids. Let's go here. Go to the park and finish the story. Anyway, sorry, there's someone following me and I'm trying to pay attention to them and tell the story. But Dakota, she was a sweetheart. I loved spending time with her, and the only thing that really killed that was the fact that she didn't have her own money and couldn't make money. Let's take a detour through the neighborhood up here and get this dude. Anyway, yes, that got rid of him. Anyway, I don't know, I kind of fucked it up. She needed a soft touch, and as you might imagine, I talk with passion. And what's interesting is, me talking with passion didn't scare Dakota. For the most part, really. Like, there was a couple of things where, like, yeah, that probably scared her a little bit. I feel bad about that. It's hard to control. Like, I deal with a lot of shit, and I'm not perfect. I miss her. Going to Quick Trip really makes me miss her. I don't know how many times I've driven through these streets going back and forth to QT, because there's an animal there, or a can, I can't tell, it's a can. There's another QT this direction. And like, the cool part about us was basically, I didn't fucking smoke or drink or do much anything until I went and picked her up and whatever. And so she got to be blitzed out of her fucking mind because she had a chauffeur. And I just tried to make sure we didn't go very many places so that I could do the same. Our go-to drink was Moscato, white wine, and actually I love pink Moscato, but I like Liberty Creek. It's a California wine, and it's like $6.99 at Quick Trip. It's good. It's nice and sweet. If you're gonna drink wine, that's what I would drink. Personally, of the things to drink, I like wine. That's, you know, kind of a chick thing. But, you know, I like hard stuff too. I like rum or whatever. The point of this is not alcohol. The point of this is, you know, I think this is sort of romantic. Yeah, I think it's as romantic as the 21st century gets, because, like, I'd go and drive across town at night, scoop her up, we'd go and usually get some food someplace, and hit Quick Trip, and hit a vape store, and let's go do that. Actually, no, it's after midnight, they're closed. Anyway, we'll do a trip to the vape store on another night. That will be another field trip. That was a frequent stop, and it's a cool store. It's cooler than Quick Trip. Quick Trip is a gas station. Y'all seen gas stations. I'll do a video on what I got there right now. Why not? So I got donuts. I got some chocolate milk and some Gatorade and stuff because I wanted some stuff to drink. I got some Munchies peanut butter things. And yeah, none of that is exactly dietetic, but here's the Gatorade. Probably isn't bad. The chocolate milk is not horrible, but the donuts are definitely not. I've been watching Miss Congeniality, and I've been wanting a donut. To be honest, I haven't really had a donut in like fucking 3 years. We should do a story time on my fucking diet. It's, yeah, sad. Basically, in order to be me, I did not have a lot of fun food-wise for several years. And when I sold the car, I sold my Toyota FJ Cruiser for some big money. When I did that, I spent a bunch of that money just on DoorDash, going to random fucking restaurants because, like, man, I was hungry. And, like, now I had money, and my brain was kind of fucked up. You know? And I was was hungry. So like, I wasted way too much money on DoorDash. I feel like, you know, a Jimmy Buffett song, a pirate looks at 40. You know how many fucking fortunes I've made and lost? Like, I think this is the difference between like me and Honda is I don't give a shit. I do not value material things very much. I value this car quite a bit. I value guns quite a bit. You know, I really don't value the shit a lot of people do. I like adventure. This school here is always so cool looking. I wish my nephews could go here. Basically, there's no way that they could live anywhere close to this thing. It's sad. The vape store is actually this direction. So let's go there. I'll turn you off on the way. Anyway, you know, it's hard to find romance. And I think that's really what, like, Dakota and I were looking for. We were both looking for good sex and fun and someone to chill with and everything else. Like, it ended up being like the first 3 weeks we went out, all we did was make out. Make out, fuck, and like, you know, oral, like, you know what I mean? Like, all we did was that. Didn't even watch a fucking movie hard. Like, we would turn something on and smoke a joint, and, you know, the mood would be right, and she was awkward, and I was awkward, and the way that I made things unawkward was by kissing her, and she was way, way into it. And the interesting part is, she was an odd duck, kind of socially awkward, and didn't like very many people. And honestly, finding out what I found out about her later, like, I should have been worried about her being all like, I didn't say yes, but like, I didn't give a fuck what she said. Like, with what I was doing to her, like, I'll fill out the police report. I'll go before the judge and say that shit. Like, anyone should be so lucky to have, you know, a woman do to them what I was doing to her. Not to give you any hints, but she was worshipped like a goddess. Not that I wasn't in return too, but like, you know. Lesbian love is fun if you can get it. If it clicks and everything's right, and just like, honestly, it was like we were sisters or something. That's a cop. I'm gonna turn this off now. I'll see you later.